Welcome to the WineBoss channel, where sports talk is smooth, bold, and always full body, like a glass of red wine. Football fans, what's up, man? What it do? Y'all ready for some football, man? Ladies and gents, you ready for some football? I'm sure am, and it's been a long time coming, but we are about a month away a little over a month away from the start of the season opening day, and only a day away from the start of preseason. We have the Hall of Fame football game tomorrow night, where you have the Los Angeles Chargers playing against the Detroit Lions. So it'll be on NBC, and I believe it's going to be at 7 o'clock. So that is something, I guess, to look forward to if you are a football maniac and you can't get into any other sport. Then you are almost there. You know, almost. You got about a month away, and you got some football to kind of carry you there. But don't forget to like the channel. Go ahead and give us a like so we can boost the algorithms, and we would definitely appreciate that. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because trust me, you don't want to miss what we got out there. I mean, we got some bangers out there, man. So if you just seeing us and just seeing the video, you got to go ahead and subscribe, man. You know, because we coming. You know what I'm saying? Fresh and hot off the press. So, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off talking about. I want to talk about each division. We got 4 divisions in each conference. So I'll have a video every other day or every day here in the next maybe week or two, where I'll go through the whole league. So today we're going to start with the NFC East, which they used to say the least. Um, I don't think it's going to be the least this year. I think that all the teams will be better. Uh, I don't think it'll be the worst division by no stretch of imagination. But I still don't think that all the teams are going to be playoff teams either, because I think all the teams in the NFC will be better. We'll start with the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, America's team, and happens to be my favorite team. But we're going to keep it, unbiased on this. So the Dallas Cowboys last year had a disappointing year. Dak Prescott, the starting quarterback, highest paid quarterback, went out with an injury that pretty much took the whole season, and the season was lost after that. So we really didn't have much to hope for it last year. But he's back. He's healthy, and he said he's as healthy as he's ever been. And but he has a new offensive coordinator that's trying to teach him a new way. So I don't know if that's, it's probably not great that he's coming off injury and he's learning a totally different offense. Um, so that's a question. And then you have the offensive line, which was the whole reason why he got hurt last year anyway, was because of the ineptness of the left side. Well, you have a second year Tyler Guyton coming back this year from learning the lessons of playing in the NFL last year, but he got hurt, in OTAs or the start of camp. They're hoping that he is back opening day, but still, will he be ready to protect the way that we need him to protect Dak Prescott's blind side? He plays left tackle, so that's a right-handed quarterback's blind spot, and he's not there yet. So I doubt that Dak Prescott will have a lot of trust in the on his left side. Now, Dallas did improve with their skill positions by adding Pickens from Pittsburgh to stretch the defense, and you got CD working the slots, and you got Ferguson, working the seams, and that should help the offense because they'll have to honor those guys. They'll have to cover the whole field because all 3 of them are game changers. So at least you get to help the offensive line by basically being such a threat with your skill positions that they can't just send more. I mean, they can, but they can't make a living of keeping the safeties down, and they're going to have to respect the perimeter with these guys. And I believe that will help the running game, which is a question mark. It's been a question mark for the last 2 or 3 years since Pollard got away. But they did acquire 3 running backs. So that tells me that Schottenheimer, he knows that he has to run the ball. So if they're not able to develop the running backs that they got, and they're not able to run the ball, then there's no way that Dak Prescott is going to be able to throw the ball every down with the offensive line issues. So I feel like there's a lot of questions there, potential to actually answer the questions in a good way, but there's also potential for it to be a bad answer. So we don't really know how it's all going to this is going to unfold. So the defensive side is pretty much the same. A defense that couldn't stop the running game. Will you be able to sew up your holes in the front 7? Will there be another guy to rush the quarterback besides Michael Parsons? And in the secondaries, you get Trayvon Diggs back. But how would he be? Will he be the Diggs of old, or will he have taken a couple steps back? He had a serious injury. So there's a question there. Bland is here. But Bland last year wasn't as good as he was 2 years ago. So we can't just say what we're going to get out of him. So there's questions all the way around, which those questions could be answered in a good way. But it's also could be answered in a bad way. But we'll see. We'll see about where Dallas ends up. The next team is the Giants. The New York Giants, to me, have the best defensive team in the NFC East, and probably one of the best defensive teams in the whole league, period. I believe that their front 4 is elite, and it is a force to be reckoned with. They made some acquisitions. Their linebackers are pretty good, and the secondary is extremely good. I think on all 3 levels, that defense is going to be tough to handle. So if you play the Giants, you got to be ready for a defensive slugfest. And if your defense ain't that good, they might be able to hang in the game and probably beat you, because I believe that they have the makings to be a dominant defense. The offense, on the other hand, I can't say that for. But you do have Russell Wilson. He has experience. The offensive line protecting them, not sure about that. They made acquisitions, but again, you have questions. If the line was anything like they were last year, then we can't expect anything good. Will they be able to run the ball this year to help the quarterback? That's another question. We'll have to see. So, with all in all, there's questions more on the offense than the defense when it comes to the Giants. Then it's the Philadelphia Eagles. The biggest question is them losing their offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. So now you have a new coordinator that the offense has to get acclimated to. But if he's smart, if it's not broke, you're not going to try to fix anything. You still got the best offensive line in football. You still got the best running back in football. And you got the best running quarterback in football. So they're going to be able to run the ball. And as long as they're able to run the ball, the offense is going to be tough to handle. You got to be able to stop them in short yardage, because if it's 4th and 2 or 3, they're going for it. So I feel like offensively, they're still going to be who they are. Now, defense, I feel like that they could have possibly taken a step back. A lot of losses, a lot of good acquisitions. And if the standard is set like it's supposed to be set, then they'll be fine. But, again, there's questions. Do I think that they're going to be as good as they were last year? Hell no. But they might not have to be with how dominant that offense is and that offensive line. The offensive line can actually control the game more so than the defense. So I feel like they are still, I'm not going to say that they're going to win it, but they're definitely a contender for sure. They're going to be hard to beat this year. And then you have the Washington Commanders. This team surprised a lot of people, but they came together at the end with the leadership of Jaden Daniels. But the offensive line was kind of spotty at times. They did make some acquisitions. They got a first-round draft pick, I believe. So they're making moves to be better on the offensive line, which is only going to help Jaden Daniels become that much more comfortable and consistent. I feel like the acquisition of Debo Samuels is going to add a different level of versatility to that team, to where you're going to get a lot of things that most defenses are not prepared for, and things that defenses don't expect. Big gadget plays, big play gas guy. So I feel like they're in a good spot defensively, and there's questions there. They made moves, but I feel like defensively has pretty much been the weakness of them. They're going to give up points, but I do believe that their offense is going to be better. So I expect to see Washington better than they were last year. I think the Eagles are going to still be the Eagles. They might not win as many games, but they're still going to be in position. And I think that the Cowboys probably could end up, being better than advertised. But I'm going to say that I'm going to have them third, and I'm going to have the Giants fourth, even though the Giants are much better than they were a year in the past. So, that's my preview of the NFC East. And if you did manage to stay around to the end of the video, make sure you give us a like, because that really boosts us up. We're a small channel, but we're growing, and any type of support that we get, man, we appreciate it. So give us a like, man. We putting in this work to make sure that you guys getting quality information, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. We do boxing. Right now we starting out on the football tip. So, man, we reaching all communities, man. Go ahead and get down with us, man, so you can see everything as we release it. Trust me, because you don't want to miss it. I'm the WineBoss, and I'm out of here. Peace.